went to what genuinely felt like a prison school. Now, when most people think of private schools, they picture prestige, friendly teachers, spotless hallways, and gourmet cafeteria food. That was not my experience. The private school I attended was overcrowded, essentially violating basic human rights, freezing in the winter, boiling in the summer, and packed with rules that made absolutely no sense. And before anyone asks, no, my family wasn't rich. I had previously attended a public school where I was severely bullied, including physical assaults. So when my parents found a school where bullying was only verbal, the bar was low enough they considered it an upgrade. It felt surreal hearing kids complain about not getting the car they wanted, while I was at home flushing the toilet with a bucket of water. But that's a story for another day. So today, let me tell you why my private school felt less like an elite academy and more like prison. Number 1. No perfume, cologne, or deodorant. One of the teachers had a severe scent allergy, so the school banned perfume, cologne, and deodorant. Perfume and cologne? Sure, I can understand that. High school students don't need them. But deodorant? Really? And it got worse. One day, a student sprayed cologne in the hallway. Later, every student whose locker was in that hallway was summoned to the gym. The principal stepped onto the stage, visibly angry, and announced that someone had violated the scent policy. Now, here's the wild part. They already knew who did it because there were security cameras. Yet, instead of punishing the actual student, he blamed all of us. He said, "You're probably wondering why you're all here if only one person did it. Well, it doesn't matter if only one person did it. It's all your fault because none of you reported it." Sir, it happened during class. Nobody even witnessed it. Apparently, simply owning a locker nearby made us accomplices. Like, bruh, I'm so sorry we weren't trained German shepherds able to sniff out whoever sprayed cologne during class and report them to you. Number 2. Uniform rules that somehow only applied to certain people. Because it was a private school, the uniform rules were incredibly strict. We had to wear completely white shoes. Not mostly white, completely white. Even the logos had to be white. And despite having portable classrooms outside, boots were not allowed. So yes, we had to walk through rain, puddles, and somehow snow in regular shoes. Now, back in Japan, if a school has multiple buildings, they're usually connected by covered walkways. But of course, my high school didn't even have that. I vividly remember walking around in muddy, soaking wet shoes and socks like it was yesterday. It was disgusting. One day, a vice principal stopped me in the hallway because the bottom of my shoes, the outsoles to be exact, were black.
Those shoes are not allowed. You're violating the school dress code.
As she lectured me, a senior boy walked past wearing bright neon orange shoes. You guys probably know the answer. Did she stop him? Of course not. I later found out she had a reputation for being much nicer to male students, including those who broke uniform rules. Gotta love the quality here. Number 3. Being warm was against the rules. My school had portable classrooms with no proper heating. The main building didn't have air conditioning, so summers were miserable and winters were even worse. Even when it was freezing, raining, or snowing, we weren't allowed to wear coats over our uniforms, and wearing extra layers underneath could get you in trouble. It was brutal waiting outside for our teachers to unlock the portable classroom door in the middle of winter. But somehow, gym class was even worse. Because there was only one gym, classes rotated between the gym, the track, and outdoor activities. And this happened regardless of weather. Raining, outside. Snowing, outside. Freezing, still outside. And the worst part was that our gym uniform was just flimsy shorts and a t-shirt. No jackets, no extra layers. Meanwhile, the teachers stood there in puffer jackets, holding umbrellas, yelling, "Come on, guys, it's not that bad." "Oh yeah? Then why the hell are you dressed for the North Pole?" Number 4. Mandatory art supply packages. As an artist, I already owned most of the art supplies required for class. So when my teacher insisted I buy the school's overpriced art package, which by the way was really low quality, I asked if I could opt out. The math didn't check out. It cost more than buying everything on my own. She said no because the package included admission to an upcoming art museum trip. I asked if I could just pay for the museum ticket itself. She still said no. But the worst part wasn't even that. It's that we never went. The following year, I took art again and unfortunately got the same teacher. When I tried to decline the package, she gave me the exact same speech. I reminded her that we never went to the museum last year. Her response?
Well, we are using clay this year.
Oh, I can just buy my own clay.
No, I cannot allow you to do that.
Apparently, artistic freedom did not extend to purchasing my own preferred art supplies. Number 5. Fine dining prices with dollar store quality cafeteria food. The cafeteria was widely overpriced. A tiny serving of fries cost $5. And when I say tiny, I mean McDonald's small size tiny. Bear in mind, a small sized fry at McDonald's right now costs around $2.89. They were scamming us. The food wasn't even good. At those prices, I expected a gourmet cuisine. Not disappointment in a cardboard tray. We also weren't allowed to leave campus to buy food unless we were seniors. So we were stuck either bringing food from home or buying overpriced cafeteria food that definitely didn't match the price. Number 6. Paying for the privilege of not wearing the uniform. We had non-uniform days where students could wear regular clothes. In theory, it sounds fun, right? No, you had to pay $3 and the school kept track. If you forgot to pay, they'd call you into the office and lecture you over $3 and wouldn't stop until you paid. Number 7. The canceled band trip disaster. The band students had paid thousands of dollars for a big trip. Then, out of nowhere, the trip was canceled. And guess what? The same school that would aggressively chase students down over an unpaid $3 non-uniform fee never gave a refund to the band kids. And one of my friends had paid $4,000. And when I asked her if her parents planned to fight for a refund, she just shrugged and went, probably not. Dog, that's more than my rent! What's wrong with you? Different tax brackets truly create different reactions. I still wonder to this day who pocketed that money. Number 8. Student janitors. Instead of hiring enough staff, the school often had students do unpleasant cleanup duties. For example, students were assigned to sort cafeteria trash by hand. Yes, actual garbage. They kept track of who participated, and avoiding your assigned cleanup could get you in huge trouble. Nothing says premium education like paying tuition to do unpaid work. I remember asking my online friends if they had to do this in their public high school, and they all said no, and were baffled how I had to. Number 9. Overcrowding everywhere. The school was massively overcrowded. The cafeteria couldn't seat anywhere near the entire student body, so many of us had to sit on the floor while eating lunch. Paying private school tuition just to have a picnic on the linoleum was certainly an experience. And no, eating in classrooms wasn't allowed, and you'll find out very soon why. Number 10. The most idiotic schedule ever created. We had 4 periods per day. After first period, there was a short snack break. So far, so good. But lunch wasn't after second period. It was after third, meaning we had already completed 75% of the school day before getting an actual meal. Whoever designed the schedule clearly hated kids. What made this even worse was that many of our teachers banned students from eating in class, claiming you'll just leave the classroom dirty if we allow it. Yet, many of them ate during second or third period themselves, almost like they too realized the schedule was ridiculous. I even looked up other high school schedules online out of curiosity. And guess what? All of them had lunch after second period. Ours was the only one that pushed it this late. My stomach would growl so loudly during third period, it was genuinely embarrassing. Concentrating was nearly impossible, and the cherry on top of all this was that the campus layout was a nightmare. Some classrooms were upstairs, disconnected from the main building, meaning you had to go downstairs, outside, then back upstairs just to get to your class. It was basically a daily obstacle course. But the ludicrous part? On half days, when classes were shorter, lunch was after second period. So they clearly knew that made more sense. They just chose suffering on regular days. So yeah, that was my private school experience. Whenever I hear people talk about how amazing private school was, I honestly can't relate. Maybe they attended better schools, maybe money makes certain things easier to tolerate, or maybe my school was just uniquely terrible. Either way, between the bizarre rules, endless fees, and the complete lack of common sense, attending that school felt less like getting an education and more like serving a sentence.